Hello everybody, this is Michael Lee. Well, we're greasing my fire hybrid boots that I just got rebuilt by White's handmade leather work boots, Spokane, Washington. These are the fire hybrid. They're an 8-inch boot. These were featured in my previous video. So we are adding the Obenauf's boot leather grease onto them right now. I just noticed I missed a spot right there. I'll have to go back in and get that stitching really good. But anyways, I'm using Obenauf's boot grease. This stuff's the best. Obenauf's from Idaho. White's boots. This is Obenauf's. They just put White's logo on it. This is what White's boots gives you for free for boot grease when you buy a pair of boots for them, or if you get a rebuild. Here's the greased version, and here is the non-greased version. You can really see on the raw one here with no grease where the rebuild happened, right? This is all rebuild. Let's put it down here. All rebuild, right? And then the only part that they kept was my 2.5-year-old upper portions. The upper portion. You can see how different the color is when they're rebuilt, but then once you grease them, they all turn the same color. As a matter of fact, when you talk to the people that work for White, sometimes they say when they get a pair of boots back for a rebuild, they can't even tell what the original color was just because of all the grease and grit and ash and dirt that gets into your boots when you work. So that's the way it goes. Boots change color. So let's get it, everybody. I got one more boot to go. I'm gonna clean up this spot that I missed, and then we'll hit the next boot. Let's get it. Should have just enough grease left here. And I'm going to go over some of the fine points, some of the details that you want to focus on when you're greasing your boots. Okay, good enough. Let's move on to the next one. Now, boom. You really want to work this area where the work leather meets the platform and where the stitching is. You see, the way that they build boots now is they have a little bit of a flare coming out to make room for the double stitching, and then they put the leather actually flat across this platform and then stitch it down. Different than how it traditionally was done when they used predominantly nails and the leather would go flush into the platform and sole, and there wouldn't be this part sticking out here. It kind of needs to be done with the way that they stitch the boots now, but I've never liked this part sticking out here. So what I did is when I put these in for a rebuild with White's, I talked to the cobbler and I specifically asked if it would be okay if he would to take a belt sander and then a fine sander around this edge and bring it as close in to the boot as possible. It makes the boot lighter. It makes you trip less because you're not banging this outside portion that sticks out into rocks and logs and stuff. And I just think it looks better and it feels better on your foot. I can just walk better across logs when this is tight here. Yeah, but that's the area you really want to focus on, because this is all stacked leather. And if water is going to get, and layered leather, if water is going to get into my boot anywhere, it's going to be right along here, right? So I really want to hit that with the grease in order to prevent that. You also want to get all this stitching, right? All the stitching. It's very important, the stitching on the upper, and then the tongue is very important as well, your trifold tongue. And to get all the inside here, and even to get the inside of your boot as well. Oh, here's the laces, Kevlar laces it comes with. Those don't need grease. They're Kevlar, they're pretty much indestructible. Let's get this stupid tag out of here. There it is. I got it. Yes, this is very important to get too. The outer platform, this is stacked leather, the heel, stacked leather. Even underneath, do you see that? Stacked leather. Stacked leather. So really get all of that area. The only place you don't want to get is the sole of the boot, for obvious reasons. Okay, less talking, more doing. Let's get it. I just go right after it. I just put my hands right into the grease. I don't mess around, everybody. Life's short, you gotta live it up. See how I'm really working this grease. And this is the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the perimeter of the boot and I'm gonna grease the heck out of it. I mean, I'm gonna over grease it because I want the grease to sink down and cover this important area that I just explained. Okay. So where'd we leave off? Right there. See? Get that right into there. You see how I'm being a little bit rough with it? That's what you want. You don't want to mess around. You want to get after it when you're greasing your boots, especially when they're brand new or they've been rebuilt, because it will help with the break-in. It will make the break-in a little less arduous. God, these are pretty boots. Whites makes a great boot. You notice how I'm doing this on my dining room table. Girlfriends just love that. Wives love it even more. Man, if you really want your wife to love you forever, then make sure you grease your boots in the middle of the dining room table. All right, I'm gonna do that seam again. Second coat on the seam. Here we go. You can never use too much grease. It's just like $10 for a big can of this grease, no big deal, get it in there. It will help with the longevity of your boots tremendously. I mean, you almost want like a visible layer of, grease just all around the perimeter of your boot, and then just let it soak in. I'm going inside now to the tongue and the lace area. And you see how I'm putting the grease on both hands and I'm working both the inside and the outside of the tongue. You guys, I may even get crazy and go all the way inside the boot. Look, see how I'm going haywire now. I'm going on the inside of the boot to get the inside of the leather. Holy smokes, are you allowed to do that? Yes, you are, everybody. You grease the inside of your boots too. Now these are smooth out, so that means the inner portion's the rough side of the leather. The skin, the skin side, the hair side of the cow. You can order White's boots with smooth out or rough out. It doesn't matter, whatever you want. Last look here. I need to do a better job on the inside here. See, this is all beautiful stacked leather. You want to make sure and work that grease in. A lot of people neglect this because they don't think that it's leather. And they neglect that right in there because they don't think it's leather. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just dump a bunch of grease right in here. There. Now we'll just keep going around. See, this is all stacked leather. Get all that. You see how I'm like really going over the top here, like putting more grease than what is needed? But I think that it makes your boots last longer, and these things ain't cheap, everybody. They ain't cheap. These are $700 now. Smoke jumpers are $850. So if you want to get your money's worth, and if you want to get some longevity out of your boots, you got to grease them. You got to maintain your boots. Get some saddle soap, some leather soap. I get mine from Boot Barn. I like the Boot Barn brand because it's a mild soap. But you could also go to your local feed store and get whatever saddle soap they have, and that will be fine. Just make sure you wipe it off your boot as soon as you're done washing. You don't want that stuff soaking in. And then immediately after you wash your boots, these were just rebuilt, so it's pointless to wash them. They were squeaky clean. But if your boots are dirty, and you clean them with a saddle soap, make sure you wipe that soap off immediately with a rag and then go straight to the grease. My dining room table is just getting trashed, everybody. This could lead to me being single again. Okay. Well, not much to talk about when you're greasing boots. Hope I'm not boring everybody. Notice how I'm breathing in and out through my nose, or I'm trying to. Right? Mouth is for eating, nose is for breathing. Oh, you'll notice on the Fire Hybrid it's an 8-inch boot, and there's no eyelet at the top, so you can't do a logger's knot. They put hooks all the way to the top, and they put this padding around for your calf. It's a slightly different construction compared to White's most popular boot, which is the Smoke Jumper. Smoke Jumper is a 10-inch, and it has an eyelet at the top and no padding. It's just layered leather. All right, now I'm going to go as far inside of the boot as I can within reason here. And I'm going to get the inside, and this is really going to help me with the break-in of this rebuilt lower portion. See, I'm getting as far in there as I can reach. There, everybody. If you just take the time to work the inside of your boots, you'll make the break-in better. There. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, this one's almost done, everybody. Oh, yeah. I'm happy with this. I'm going to stop. There. Okay. Bam. Wow. God, these turned out great. You can still kind of see globs and clumps of the grease, but that's how I do it. It will soak in. I don't have to work until tomorrow morning, so I'm just going to let this grease soak in for 24 hours. And then tomorrow morning, I'll be able to walk through the creek, walk through the ash and coals, and my boots are now protected. I love White's boots, everybody. I really do. Having handmade leather work boots from White's has been a game changer for me. Old school, traditional, handmade work boots made by a cobbler. Beautiful, huh? Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Have a great day, you.